little trip along with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans. We fought the bloody British in the town of New Orleans. We fired our guns and the British kept it coming. It wasn't quite as many as it was a while ago. We fired once more and then they began to run down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, I seed Mars Jackson come a-walking down the street and a-talking to a pirate by the name of Jean Lafitte. He gave Jean a drink that he brung from Tennessee, and the pirate said it'd help us drive the British to the sea. We fired our guns and the British kept it coming. It wasn't quite as many as it was a while ago. We fired once more and they began to run down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, the French told Andrew, you'd better run, for Pakenham's a-coming with a bullet in his gun. Old Hickory said that he didn't give a damn. Gonna whoop the britches off of Colonel Pakenham. We fired our guns and the British kept it coming. It wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. We fired once more and they began to run down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we looked down the river and we seen the British come. There must have been 100 of them beating on the drum. They stepped so high and they made their bugles ring, while we stood behind our cotton bales and didn't say a thing. Fired our guns and the British kept it coming. Wasn't quite as many as it was a while ago. We fired once more and they began to run down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Old Hickory said he could take them by surprise if we didn't fire our muskets till we looked them in the eyes. We held our fire till we seen their faces well. Then we opened up our squirrel guns and really gave them well. They ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles, and they ran through the bushes where a rabbit couldn't go. They ran so fast that the hounds couldn't catch them down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we fired our cannons till the barrels melted down, so we grabbed an alligator and we fought another round. We filled his head with cannonballs and powdered his behind. When we touched the powder off, the gator lost his mind. We fired our guns and the British kept it coming. It wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. We fired once more and they began to run down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, they lost their pants and their pretty shiny coats, and their tails were a-showing like a bunch of billy goats. They ran down the river with their tongues a-hanging out, and they said they got a licking, which there wasn't any doubt. We fired our guns and the British kept it coming. There wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. We fired once more and they began to run down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we marched back to town in our dirty ragged pants, and we danced all night with the pretty girls from France. We couldn't understand them, but they had the sweetest charms, and we understood them better when we got them in our arms. We fired our guns and the British kept it coming. It wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. We fired once more and they began to run down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, the guide who brung the British from the sea come a-limping into camp just as sick as he could be. He said the dying words of Colonel Pakenham was, you better quit your fooling with your cousin Uncle Sam.